Hello everyone, and welcome back to Tuesday's Talking Heads. I'm your host, Lakin Hupp, and today we'll be joined with one of my very close friends, Ashton, as he's come to help me talk about one of my research projects for one of my classes. Which my research question is, does social media help create a safe environment for members of the LGBTQ community? So Ashton will be on right after this.
No matter where they go.
No matter how high they soar.
They never forget where they learned to fly.
Once an eagle, always an eagle.
Once an eagle, always an eagle.
Once an eagle, always an eagle.
At MSU, I know I can succeed because of our professors. And while I may disagree about the amount of homework at times, I know I can count on them to be there for me. So thank you for making Moorhead a home and each class a family.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Tuesday's Talking Heads. Once again, I'm your host, Lakin Hupp, and today I'm joined with one of my close friends, Ashton Cole.
Hi there.
Hi Ashton, how are you today?
I am pretty great, actually.
So I just want to first thank you for coming on the show and helping me with my research.
Always happy.
So I think I'm going to start with one of my first questions, and I just want you to maybe give an experience and like your personal opinion about it.
Right.
And my question is, do you believe that media has become a safe environment for members of the LGBTQ community to post about their experiences?
Oh, definitely. Because I follow a few specific support pages for transgender kids and even adults and whatnot. And I also follow a lot of influencers that are transgender, bisexual, pansexual, what have you. And I feel like it's become more of a safe haven, especially if somebody in the LGBT community comes from a conservative family or a family that doesn't entirely agree with them or they're not out of the closet yet. And it comes to be a good support system for them as they make online friends who are very welcoming and accepting and, somebody to talk to, somebody to vent to before, they eventually come out to their family or they try to go out on their own away from their family to become their own person.
Okay. So you gave me a list of some different medias that you use, or not medias, but sites or accounts that you use, trans support and __ and trans _memes _.
Yes.
So can you tell me a little bit about those? And
There are two specific transgender support Instagram pages that I follow. They post a lot of memes, funny images and whatnot. That have relatable experiences related to dysphoria, as well as eventually being able to transition, either getting on testosterone or estrogen or getting surgeries. And all of the admins who run the accounts, there's about 3 or 4 of them, are trans men and women and non-binary people who themselves experience dysphoria. And a lot of the times in the descriptions, they'll even tell their own examples of story related to something that they've been through. And it's not just on one page, but it's on both that they do that. And it's a very supportive and interesting way, I feel, to express how we all feel. And I scroll through that page so many times and be like, oh, that's so relatable, save. Even though I know I'm never going to go back and look at my saved images. I'm just going to be like, oh, this is funny and interesting to see for now.
yeah, okay, I can see that, yeah. So one of my other questions is, obviously you have different media accounts, social media, so have you heard about the new upcoming app TikTok that's very popular nowadays?
Oh, who hasn't heard of TikTok?
Yeah. So I was researching a lot about TikTok and different things, so there are different houses on TikTok. So my second question is, do you believe that social media, having things such as the Pride House, if you've heard of that, on TikTok, is making people feel more comfortable not only about coming out, but expressing themselves in a way they couldn't express themselves years ago before social media was so popular?
Oh, definitely. I think the greatest example we can take is recently in the Pride House, JoJo Siwa, I think is what her name is, was featured right before she actually came out as a lesbian. And it has been a huge movement because she's only 16 or 17 years old, and it's been huge for a lot of really young LGBTQ people. She's been an inspiration for plenty of people to come out because she has such a large following. And I feel like seeing things like this portrayed in a positive way in media, and I wouldn't even just say as in the internet, but as in media, like as television as a whole, seeing new LGBT characters portrayed has had nothing but a positive influence, even if it's just, a fleeting idea like, oh, this character is bisexual, or, oh, this character has issues with gender dysphoria. Or, like I said, going back to the Pride House, seeing things like that for a young audience, and even for people who are older and had always had these feelings and had never been able to really put a point on them, and really decide, is this how I feel? It gives them a safer place to be where they feel more comfortable with themselves and are able to come out. I mean, I myself was influenced by a lot of trans YouTubers, and that's eventually how I led to coming out, like Jamie Dodger, No Offense, just quite a few unique individuals that make it seem like you're not alone.
Okay, yeah. I think most definitely with media becoming so much more popular, and like I've seen on the Pride House TikTok page where they say, hey, we need more members, and a lot of people are duetting that and saying, hey, we want to be a part of your house or whatever. I think that's made a lot more people feel more comfortable about it, like that they can express themselves in a different way. So I most definitely think that.
Even if it's just on a TikTok.
Yeah, even if it's just from a little site like TikTok. So one of my last questions I have to ask you is, do you think that social media platforms should talk more about the struggles that people of the LGBTQ community face on a daily basis?
I feel like, to begin with, a lot of the sites, like Tumblr especially, and a lot of parts of Instagram really do talk about a lot of the struggles that people go with and that experience, and with that, people are able to relate to it. And with relating to it, a lot of the times this leads to people realizing themselves, like, oh, maybe I am this, or maybe I'm not this. It helps people who are questioning really try to figure themselves out, I would say. So I would say that the negative things that people experience, the important things that people experience, have really been broadcast out there. And I mean, you just go on Tumblr for 2 seconds and you can find a Pride page that will be 100% supportive of you. I mean, that's how I've made a lot of my friends, is online. And same with Instagram. I would say that it's been a very positive environment, especially for me, even when it's talking about negative things, because they're there for sympathy and empathy because they've been through what you're going through.
Yeah, okay, I can totally see that. I like how descriptive you are in all the questions or answers of my questions. I just want to thank you for that.
Yeah.
But if you can just stay right there for a second, we're going to go off and have a few commercials, and we'll be right back to talk more about Ashton. Hi, everybody, and welcome back. I just want to once again thank Ashton for coming on the show.
Of course.
And before I take him off for a second, I just have one more question because I want him to answer my research question personally, to his opinion. Do you think that media helps create a safe environment for members of the LGBTQ community?
Definitely. I myself have experienced plenty of safe environments. My earliest memory of experiencing positivity related to the LGBT community and having a safe environment was when I first figured out I was bisexual when I was 13 and I was using Wattpad, of all apps. I wrote stories and poems about my experience, and I got nothing but positive feedback on such a minute little app about just kids can go and publish their stories, which I found very interesting and very fun, and it was very welcoming for me because I had come from, I have some members of my family who are not as supportive of me being LGBT. I'm so thankful that my mother and my stepfather, my sister, and my father are all very supportive, but there are some people that I know who have not been entirely supportive. And in a time that I was kind of scared of it, it was a safe haven for me.
Okay.
And I mean, it only grew whenever I eventually joined Instagram and then Tumblr and started watching YouTube. And I would definitely say that the internet especially has become a safe haven. Even though there's definitely still toxicity out there, it has become a safe haven for LGBT kids.
All right. Well, I just want to thank you once again so much for coming on the show. And I'd like to thank you for also expressing everything and being very open with
I'm very
everybody.
happy to.
So thank you so much. Actually, guys, so this is the end of our show, but tune in next week. Ashton, our other host, is going to bring in one of his close friends to talk about their experiences of being trans.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So thank you guys for watching, and be sure to tune in next week.